Let's talk about what's happened in the second quarter compared to last year in all of the Northeast LA neighborhoods. First of all, in Highland Park, the number of homes sold last year was 120, this year was 77. That's down 36%, but we've been hearing that for like the last, 9 months or so about inventory being down. Days on market, last year was 17, this year was 26, so that's up 53%, but that's still, 26 days is still really good. Average price last year was $1.26 million in Highland Park. This year, $1.19. So that's 2% down. But if you look at the size of the home sold, last year was 1,428 square feet. This year was 1,338. So that's also down 2%. So that really kind of means that prices held steady in Highland Park. Price per square foot was $953 last year and $933 this year. So down about 3%. And looking at new listings, last year we had 109 new listings in the second quarter. This year, only 84, so that was down 23%. So we've been hearing that. All right, now let's look at Eagle Rock. Number of homes sold last year, 78 in the second quarter. This year, 45, so down 42%. Days on market went from 17 to 24, that's up 41%. Again, 24 days is still fast. Average price last year in Eagle Rock was $1.59 million. This year it went down to $1.38 million, so that's 13% down. And when you look at the size of the home sold, it was 1,743 square feet last year to 1,656 this year. So that only dropped 9%. And looking at the price per square foot, it went from $966 last year to $877. That's down 9%. So all of that means that yes, there was a slight price drop in Eagle Rock in the second quarter year on year. All right, looking at new listings, last year was 63, this year is 53, down to about 16%, not too bad. All right, Glassell Park, second quarter, numbers sold 47. This year there were 37 houses sold, so down about 17%. Days on market went from 19 to 23, so that's up about 47%, but again, it's under 30 days, that's still really good. Average price went from 1.22 to 1.11, that is a 9% drop. And looking at the size of homes sold, went from 1,422 square feet to 1,403, so that was down 1%. Pretty much the same. And then looking at the price per square foot, last year was $926 in Glassell Park, this year $844, so that was down 9%. The average price was down 9%. Size stayed the same, so that does mean there was a slight drop in the second quarter of prices in Glassell Park. And number of new listings, we went from 46 to 33, and that was down 17%. Now let's look at Mount Washington, lovely Mount Washington. Number of homes sold, second quarter last year was 63, 38 this year, so that's down 43%. Days on market last year, 12 days, that was super fast. And this year was 28 days, 133%, sounds like a lot, but it's still fast. All right, let's look at average price. Last year in Mount Washington, second quarter was $1.41 million, and this year was $1.33 million, so that's about a 6% drop. Now, interesting, because the size of the homes went up. It went from 1,498 to 1,552, about a 4% increase. So size of the house went up, but the prices went down. Price per square foot went from 1,011 to 926. Down 8%, so all of that means that prices did go down a bit in Mount Washington and year on year on second quarter. Number of new listings down about 15% from 58 to 29 new listings last second quarter. All right, let's look at Silver Lake and Echo Park for the second quarter. Last year, number of homes sold 176. This year was 112, that's down 36%. Days on market went from 18 to 31, so that's up 72%, but again, still good. Average price went from 1.81 million to 1.57 million. That's down 13%. And the size of the homes also went down from 1731 to 1642. That's about 5%. Price per square foot was $11.39 last year, down to $9.83 this year. So that's a 14% drop. So that all means that prices did go down a bit in Silver Lake and Echo Park last year. Number of new listings, we went from 149 to 121 this year, so that's down about 19%. Almost done. All right, let's look at Los Feliz. And for this one, I actually had to take out 5 listings because Brangelina owned, they sold 5 properties that went into the Los Feliz area, and they were all $33 million each. So that really skewed my numbers, so I just took those out. All right, numbers sold went from 75 to 54. That's 28% down. Days on market went from 18 to 28. That's up 56%. Average price went from 3.21 million down to 2.8 million, a 13% drop. Size of the homes went from 2,650 square feet to 2,665, pretty close, but still about 6% smaller. And the price per square foot went from 1,156 to 1,085, so down 6%. So yes, there was a slight decrease in Los Feliz in the second quarter year on year. Number of new listings last year was 77. This year's 58, down about 25%, pretty consistent with everything else. All right, now we're looking at the last one, Atwater. It's a smaller sample size because it's a small area, so take that into consideration. Number of homes sold in the second quarter last year was 23. This year was 26. So this is the only area where there were more homes sold than the previous year, up about 3%. Days on market, 13 days to 18 days, up 38%. Again, 18 days, super fast. Average price went from 1.57 million to 1.34 million, down about 15%. And the size of the homes went from 1,370 to 1,331, that's down 3%. And then looking at the price per square foot, last year it was $1,260, this year is $1,050, so down 17%. So yes, there was a bit of a price drop in the Atwater area, a second quarter year on year. Number of new listings went from 24 to 21, down about 13%. So it looks like Highland Park was the only neighborhood in Northeast LA where prices held steady in the second quarter year on year. So let me know what you think about all this. Talk to you soon.